You sleep 9 hours and still woke up in a haze? Not a bit tired, but really feeling only alive by lunchtime. Your whole body was in bed the whole night and somehow you wake up like you never went to sleep at all. If that's you and you've already tried more rest, early nights, or even sleep apps, then this is not a willpower problem. And it's not simply that you need one more hour in bed. I understand how frustrating that is. You did sensible things. You rested harder. That makes sense. And the exhaustion still stayed. In the last two videos, we covered fibro fog and leaky gut and how a stress barrier can drive that fog fatigue. And people say then, well, okay, that makes sense. But Shannon, I'm still empty. I can rest all weekend and Monday still feels the same. That's what this video is for. There's a second layer under burnout that rest alone almost never fixes. And unfortunately, it's not talked about enough, so I need to share it with you in this video. When your body has been under pressure for a long time, illness, overload, hormones, gut inflammation, long COVID, even caring for someone else, your stress system gets stuck. Clinically, we talk about it as the HPA axis. The loop between your brain and your adrenal glands that runs your stress chemistry. In plain English, your nervous system learns to stay on guard. The on switch stays half pressed on. Even when you're lying in bed, it's still on. Even when the to-do list is quiet, it's still on. So sleep can happen, maybe 8 hours or even more, but that deep restoration that you need, it doesn't fully occur because it's not deep and quality sleep. Sure, you might sleep, but your system is still scanning for threats. Picture a car alarm that keeps going off and it's triggered because it's picked up on a little bit of wind or a little bug. It's not because a thief is outside, but because the sensor is stuck. Allow the sirens, it's not going to fix it. That's what burnout is, adrenal fatigue. Research on chronic stress and conditions like ME or chronic fatigue syndrome, they keep pointing to this. HPA axis dysregulation is part of the picture. Your fatigue is not imaginary. Your system is not working differently under that load. So why does rest alone not work? First, on a cellular level, rest is not the same as feeling safe. Your nervous system needs to feel safe, and it only downshifts when it gets real signals that danger has passed. Hours on the couch with a racing mind still, that's not recovery. Second, if the gut is still inflamed, like we covered in the last video, those signals keep whispering emergency to the brain. Rest on top of dysregulated gut, it's still an uphill fight. Third, naps or sleep apps and weekends off, sure, they're useful, having a holiday. They're not just the whole fix though. When the stress loop is still stuck on, you need something more. None of that means rest is useless. It means rest works better on a system that can receive it. A balanced, well-functioning combination of all systems in your body. So what can actually be treated? On a scope, this is not a full personalized burnout plan. A real plan has to match your story, your history, your labs, your gut, your sleep. It's your story. So the following are just doors to open the clinic. So not the whole house. The door number one, settle the threat. Loops before you pile on stimulation on that. Try this. For 1 week, stop adding pressure on top of pressure. For 1 week, extra hard workouts. Stop doing them. Late screens or even just slamming a coffee down the second you wake up. That's revving the motor that's already smoking. You can't win with a stuck alarm. Door number two, nervous system rest. Not just bed rest, it's the Cura Medicine method. Rest is not only lie down more, it's actually teaching your body it's allowed to settle into calm. Slow breathing with longer exhales, warmth, a short walk without a podcast in your ear, 10 minutes where nothing is demanding of you. That's the R in Cura for burnout. Rest a well-tailored plan for the long run. Door three, don't ignore the gut while you chase energy. If your barrier is still leaking and your brain keeps getting emergency inflammation messages, then calm the gut and the stress loop together. Door number 4, rebuild capacity gently. Once the alarm starts to quieten, then you start to fill up your cup rather than just working with a few drops in the bottom. If you push too early, you teach the system that effort equals danger again, and it gets caught in a loop. I've kept those quite simple and short on purpose. Herbs, adaptogens, labs, your diet, your protocol. It's impossible to give you without even meeting you in person. A few accessible starter links are in the description below, but they don't include personalized dosing and not a substitute for a real plan. But if you can't schedule a consult, then you should start there, and that's a healing process for you. One size fits all is not going to fix your burnout. It's your story. Booking link is in the description. For now, stop treating more sleep as the whole answer. Start asking whether your nervous system is still stuck on. That question changes what you try next. Next, in the video, I'll bring you pieces together and the fuller guide, gut guide, with fibromyalgia as part of your picture. Continue on with that, and I'll see you there.